Hey everyone, so it's getting close to St. Patrick's Day. I don't know how into that you guys are, but we're going to do a St. Patrick's Day themed hair bow. This is one of the ones that I made, and I can't really take credit for this particular style. I saw something similar with a different holiday on another channel, but it was in Spanish, so I didn't really get measurements or anything like that, so I just kind of had to figure out my own. But if you look, it's a glitter base bow. This is the wired glitter ribbon that we take the wire out of. And then there's one twisted boutique bow and then a smaller one stacked on top of each other, okay? And then there's like a little ruffle flower kind of thing on the inside that we're going to make with just a resin on top, and then the side bows. Okay, so this is a little bit different with, you know, it's still a over-the-top bow without the spikes, I guess. So, okay, so what we're going to start with, and I warn you, this is going to be a long video. I mean, when it has several parts like this, you know, I don't work fast or edit videos, so it's just going to be long. The first thing I have here, I've already made it to save time. This is the larger twisted boutique bow that will be on top of the base bow, the pinwheel. So I've already made this one, okay? Now, I guess I should probably talk about what you will need as far as ribbon and other things. Of course, your glue gun, your scissors, lighter. I used E6000 for, I'm doing a bottle cap image for this one, okay. Needle and thread, just any kind of embellishments you want, and then of course your glue gun and ribbon. The base bow is 1.5 inch glitter ribbon. You can pretty much find this, you know, Walmart, Hobby Lobby. You know, it's not hard to find this now. If you're looking for other glitter ribbon like this in bigger sizes, craftoutlet.com and silksandcrafts.com has it. This is cut to about 30 inches. Okay, and I'll leave the measurements in the descriptions box. The larger bow, this one was cut to 26 inches. And this is 7/8 ribbon. And then the smaller boutique bow, this one, and these are double lined, this one is cut to 22 inches, and this is 7/8 ribbon. Okay. And then our little piece in the middle, the little ruffle thing, this is 15 inches, 7/8 inch. Glitter ribbon. Hobby Lobby sells it in a lot of different colors. Okay. And then the, you know, the little pieces for the side bows, I think the top is 6 inches and the bottom 5 inches. Alright, so to go ahead and get started. By the way, this ribbon and this Lucky Girl ribbon and this, I believe, well, no, I don't think that one. Anyway, these two come from, gosh, I've had them forever, come from hair bow supplies, etc. Okay, so I'm trying not to talk too much in this video, so I'll go ahead. This is more or less just like a bow along. Alright, so I'm going to line these two up, and I'm going to cut my little angle here. Okay. Made these bows 1,000 times. A lot of videos on them, so this is just another kind of cute way, I guess, of making a bow. My dogs are probably about to bark, so my son has just made it home. That's nothing new. They always bark. So Okay, so there's our Twisted Boutique bow. And I've got a kind of smaller salon clip for this. Okay, and then I just kind of, I know I'm doing this off camera, but all I do is just kind of bend these, you know, down on the front and the bottom. Okay, and let me get my needle and thread. Really should have threaded this a little more. Bear with me just a second. I was going to do that and I forgot. Okay. So then instead of hand folding this with the smaller bows, I don't know, for some reason I have trouble hand folding the smaller ones sometimes, and because we are on a time crunch with these videos, I'm just going to wrap this around a couple of times and do it that way. Pretty much looks the same. I can't rush. You know, that's just something I've never been able to do. Okay. And so now we've got the second Twisted Boutique bow. And I'm just tying it off in the back. Okay. Now what I want to do is I'm just going to cut a slant with this tail and then heat seal it. Okay, and then normally just shape it up a little bit. And basically, once we put it together, it's going to fit right inside of this one. Sort of like a surround bow, but, you know, it's just like a double bow there. Very cute. And then while we make the other parts, I'm going to put these on a piece of old cardboard and spray them and, you know, let them get stiffened up. So just bear with me a second. Alright, now use the rave. Okay, so I've got my little table fan and I'm going to let them dry. So we can go ahead and take a look at this glitter ribbon. Now, as I've said before, this is 1.5 inch width, and you want to cut it to about 30 inches. You don't quite need a yard for this. So we're just basically, you want to take the wire out, which I've done already, and you don't have to really worry about heat sealing it yet or anything like that. So we're just going to basically make a pinwheel. And if you use a template, then, you know, you can go ahead and do that. I'm just eyeballing it, really, when I do this. This probably makes about a 5-inch bow. And so you just want to get your 3 I guess 6 sides, but your 3 wraps here. And you may not even quite need this much. Okay, and I just kind of hand fold it. Just kind of figure out the middle. And just hand fold it. And it does end up, you know, a little bit flat, but that's okay. You know, you're going to reshape it. So So, and I'm just kind of looking to make sure. Okay. So I'm going to cut this off because it's in the way. And I'm going to use my other needle here. This is, and I'll show you why I have this one. You see how long this one is? I'm going to use it for the little ruffle part in the middle, and you'll see why I have one that's so long. This one is really good for those little loop bows where you have a bunch of loops you have to put on a needle or whatever. So I just went through the center here, and I'm wrapping around. Okay. And you just want to poof it out, shape it up. Okay. And then I'm just going to tie it off in the back here. Okay. And re-thread. Now, you certainly don't have to use glitter ribbon. It's just real flashy and pretty. If you're going to a St. Patrick's Day parade or whatever, you know, look nice. And then I just kind of did a slight slant cut on mine, you know, and that's it. That's what it looks like. You can heat seal it, you know, I mean, it's something you want to just do real quick because this stuff actually very flammable, catches on fire, so. Okay. Now, we'll set that to the side, and then the next piece I have, which I'm going to try to do very quickly, is it's 15 inches long, so that's the reason why I've got the long long needle. And basically it's just a running stitch. You know, you start at one end, and you know, you want to go as far up to the top as possible, and you just run it in and out. And with this needle being so long, you just kind of feed it onto the needle. And like I said, I found this set of needles at Walmart. I would assume Hobby Lobby has them, but I don't know. I haven't looked for them there. And so you can actually fit this entire piece of ribbon on the needle if you want. And just push it down a little bit. It's kind of nice for that reason. Or if you're doing a loopy, like one of those loopy puff bows, and you have to feed all of those little loops onto the needle, it's really nice for that. I meant to have this done already, but sorry, it's been a crazy week for me. I'm almost done though. Okay, let's see. And then you get to the end, and you see there it just kind of fits on the whole needle. And then I'm going to run it about halfway, maybe a little bit more. Okay, so that I have a little bit down here. And then I'm going to cut it off. And basically you're going to tie the two ends together. Okay, so got my two ends here. Okay, and then I'm going to basically just tie them together, run it back together, and then tie it again. Oops, I'm gonna find out where I'm at here. Whoops. Alright, give me a second here. Here we go. This little booger does not want to cooperate. Okay. but these make nice little embellishments in the middle. And so I'm basically just tying this double knot. Okay, and then you just kind of fan it out a little bit, and cut this off. And then what I do is I get the two pieces, the two end pieces right here. See the two where they meet, and then you can sew them together or just stick a little tiny, you know, bit of glue there just to keep them together, you know. Okay, so I'm just got this together, and then ow, got on my finger. Alright, so there's your centerpiece. That's going to go under the bottle cap. Okay, and then the last little bit would be the side bows. Okay, so I've done one, so I'll do the other one real quick. This top bow, I've cut to 6 inches. So after you heat seal, which I've done already, the ends, you want to get a visible crease. Okay, and there's a shadow. And then basically you just overlap the crease a little bit. Okay. And then you just bend it in the middle and then push the two sides down. And I've got my long needle here. I'm gonna sew it in the center. Okay. Bow making is very messy. My poor dogs, they sit under my feet when I make bows, and they have glitter and feathers and rhinestones on them all the time. We were washing our dog the other day, and she had a rhinestone stuck in her fur. Poor doggies. Okay, and then I'm just going to tie that off. Alright, so I'm leaving, notice I'm leaving this attached. I'm sorry, no I'm not. Cut this off. I'm going to re-knot it. Okay, and just set this one to the side. Okay, so this is my other piece for the tails. And I did heat seal, although you're going to cut it again. So you want to get a visible crease. And then what I do is I just run the needle, sorry I'm out of camera range, just run your needle through that crease. And then you do the same thing. You just bend it inward and then push down the two sides. And then wrap it around just like you did with the bow part at the top. And then I'm just going to tie that off. Now, I am going to leave it attached because what I do is I take it and just bend it down like this and hold it like that. I just hold it and bend it like that, and then I get my glue gun and get a very small piece. Then I take my top piece and kind of bend it and match up the threads. Okay, you see I'm just matching up the threads here and holding it while the glue kind of dries. Okay, and then I'm wrapping the rest of my thread around a couple of times to secure it a little bit more. And it looks like I'm not going to be able to thread that through because my needle's too long. Okay, so we'll just do this, cut it off, and I'm just going to put a little bit of glue to hold the threads till I can wrap that center. Okay. Now, what you want to do then is you're going to need a piece to wrap around the center. Okay, so I've got a little gold, a lot of gold in this bow, and I'm just this is a 3/8 piece. You could go smaller. And I'm wrapping it around the center. Heat sealing a little bit. Okay. And at this point, you can do one of two things. You can leave the tails uncut until you measure on the bow, how long you need them to be. Or, if you want to go ahead and make your cuts, you can do that. I'm kind of eyeballing, where they're probably going to go. And so I just kind of stack them on top of each other and then heat seal. Set that to the side. Okay, so our boutique bows were probably dry by now. And so I'm going to take those off. That little table fan is just a godsend. So now all we have to do basically is put our bow together. Okay, I'm going to start with the base. And by the way, I have my bottle cap. I also have 2 glitter embellishments to put on the side bows. Came from Hobby Lobby in the scrapbook section. Okay, so we're going to start and put our base bow, or sorry, our big boutique bow first. And make sure you get your hardware that you're going to need. Alright, then we've got our Lucky Girl ribbon. And again, this ribbon comes from Hair Bow Supplies, etc. I don't know if they still have this particular line. It's real pretty. I'm using the last of mine pretty much. Alright, so we're stacking this on top. Okay, then at this point what I do is I'm going to surround my bow with the 3/8 ribbon, and I'm using the gold. Okay, so you see I've just surrounded it like this. Okay. And I'm just going to glue those flaps down. And at this point I'm going to go ahead and put my clip on the back. Just slide it in. I have a couple of little tricks to putting these clips in, so I'll have to do a video on those. I just put a little bit of glue right there. Okay. Alright, so there is our basic bow. Alright, and that's what it looks like so far. And then what I'm going to do next is put our little center ruffle in. Okay. Let me just kind of see what it looks like. Okay. Now I'm going to turn it over, put some glue. And then just kind of squish it in the middle like that. And you certainly don't have to add the ruffle. Now at this point, like on the first bow, I just put a resin in the middle. But I think for this one, I'm going to use the bottle cap image. And of course, the little ruffle just sticks out a little bit, but that's okay. So I've got my E6000 here. And if you've been watching my videos, you know how I do this. I use two separate glues to glue my bottle caps, or cameos. These are cameos. I rarely use bottle caps anymore. I just like the rhinestones. And I may go back and put a little bow on the cameo or something, I'm not sure. Alright, so then I got that down, and our last part is to add our side bows. Okay. This is always a tricky part for me. So, alright, so I'm going to put my glue sort of on the outside parts there, and the idea is to get it kind of halfway down, like in the center of where these two meet. You want to put your side bow. Okay. I adore side bows, but I don't always do them right. Definitely takes a lot of time to make all these parts. Okay, and so then you're going to do the same thing the other side. Okay, and it's about what it should look like. And my only other thing I'd like to do is my little clovers. I'm going to put, I think, I'm going to go ahead and put those on my side bows as well. This bow is full of clovers. So this is definitely an over the top, I think. I mean, we're missing, I guess, the feathers in the top and, you know, a few things, and you can always add something like that, I would think. But this is basically it. I think it's detailed and fancy enough, so give it a try. Hopefully I explained it well enough, and I will leave all the information and the measurements in the descriptions box. Until next time, y'all have a great day.